Is there alignment in the pursuit of Lane Kiffin at Florida?
I would say this about Lane Kiffin's candidacy at Florida. I think it's a very strong candidacy. I think whether it be administratively in the president's office, whether it be in the athletics office, Lane Kiffin is a divisive guy. So the performance is the performance, but Lane Kiffin constantly instigates brush fires, right? Like he's done it for 20 years. In fact, he really became an instigator by just hammering Urban Meyer when he was at Tennessee. You remember this? There was like a famous signing day where he said Meyer broke the rules. And then like he's just, now Lane has calmed down and he does yoga and we all watch Ryan's special with him. But you are never going to be uniformly aligned with Lane Kiffin if you're an administration, because there is difficulty that comes with him. Now, I think Lane's a great coach, and I think he has grown and certainly matured from what we've seen. I do think it would be fun to see him at Florida because he would bring back that maverick kind of style that Spurrier brought, with his famous quips, and he would bring back. How about Lane, like kind of on the sly saying the Bush push is a really dumb play? Like that's vintage Lane, right? It was a stupid play. Yeah. It was.
He is so good in that setting on our show. I don't care if he's at Ole Miss, Florida, or South Louisiana Mudhogs, or whatever the name of that Bobby Boucher team was. He comes on the show. He's hilarious. Yes. I mean, him pointing out people in robes up above the spot where they were staying, talking about how Nick would get upset if this were happening. He brings attention. He's fun. He's smart. He's a terrific coach. I understand why anybody would want him as a coach. And I understand why Ole Miss will do everything it can to keep him. I understand both decisions. If he has the decision to make, I would understand staying and becoming a legend at Ole Miss, and I would understand, taking a shot at Florida. He's got options because he's good. He's really good, so he's got options. The
scheduling problem is a mess here, right? Like, how do you leave? I don't know. That's going to be very, very challenging. I just want to go back to if you recall, this was peak Lane when he was at Tennessee. That you mentioned the fight at Pahokee High School. He got banned. He was banned from Pahokee High School. I believe the ban is over now, but he in the Tennessee. He basically said they were getting Newkeese Richardson, who was a big recruit, and he said that the Richardson family had to fax in. This was the faxing days, which went way too long. The NIL at a different school because he said. If they didn't do it at the school because they knew somebody at the school was going to screw it up, the fax machine wouldn't work and they would have changed the signature. So he accused like the lady, you go to these high schools, there's a woman there working the front thing, right? In the office. And I found those people to be highly, highly competent and credible, but he was accusing that woman of basically screwing the fax machine up so that Newkeese Richardson would switch to Florida or something like that, or I don't know, wherever it was. And he and his coach staff got banned from a high school. I mean, this was peak Lane. It's just so many Lane Kiffin things. I don't even everyone remembers that one. So if he takes the job, first trip has got to be down. He did coach FAU, so I think he sorted it all out. He also said everyone in the town was too poor to own a shirt. That wasn't a good line. There was a lot going on back then.
It would be good for business for this podcast and many others in the content business if Lane went to Florida, because you go from a microphone to a megaphone in that state. But like it's just there's a difference. And God bless Lane, he still can't help himself. Like there's just
and we love him for it. I mean, he makes it entertaining, and he's got a tremendous team, man. I mean, that was a great performance on Saturday. And, I tell you, Kirby Smart had the best line, I think, about Georgia. This is not a vintage Georgia team. This is not the 21-22 team. And he said, we are hard to kill. Sort of like Jason Bourne. That Bourne's hard to kill. That's like the dogs. It's hard. It's hard to put them down, and they just kept fighting, and Lane's team played great, and they've got another challenge this week.